Leanne McAdoo here with John Bound reporting for Infowars.com. We are all the way over on Carmel. We decided why not drive the extra 15 miles? It's out of our way, but we might as well go and see the ocean while we're here. Who knew that the sun sets so fast and the fog rolls in? It is pitch black out here, but it is really incredible to be here by the ocean. We just have been so busy over the last few days after we left the good people of Napa. Man, those people were wonderful, just visiting everyone in the neighborhood. They were inviting us inside of their homes when they still didn't even have their water turned on and things. Just a beautiful community there. We were able to meet William and Dino Sheps. We were just really kind of letting Providence guide our way, and we just kept running into these wonderful people. And then, after we left the beauty of Napa, where did we go next?
So we went from the area of Providence and the spirit of liberty and the spirit of goodness and hardworking people into a very, very dark, evil place that made the two of us sick to our stomachs. We went to the Napa Valley wineries. We went to the Rothschild Winery, Opus 1. And then we also went across the street to Mondavi's winery, and there's some nefarious things that you'll see in the video coming up on Monday about that relationship. And then we made our way towards Bohemian Grove, which is directly on the coast. And of course, we've all seen the video where Alex infiltrates the Bohemian Grove, and the viewers here know the stories. I don't have to remind you the heads of state and what they're doing back there. And, of course, Richard Nixon's famous quote of, well, you can find that quote. I'm not going to repeat it, but Richard Nixon had a little bit to say about what goes on in Bohemian Grove. When we started scouting around that area, and I'm sure people that have been there understand this, when you start scouting around and you see where the heads of state have their own areas, their own cottages, and then there's this base dregs of humanity group of people we call the lost children of Bohemian Grove. We have street kids, we have bums, whatever you want to call them, people that are suffering from the economy that we all barely enjoy here in the United States and the rest of the world. But these people had a presence about them. There was something cinematic and B-movie-ish.
It was just so bizarre because you're driving through beauty. And we're coming from Napa. I mean, it's so close to Napa. It was very, very close. So you're around all this beauty, all of this wealth. And then all of a sudden, right where Bohemian Grove is, it is, like you said, just sort of the dregs of humanity. People with trash everywhere, piled high in the redwoods.
They don't speak about Bohemian Grove.
Yes.
We asked them questions about it. They said, well, people around here don't talk about that. And the people that do don't talk very loud about it. And by the way, I don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, no, he goes, I don't know about that. And the people that do know about that, they don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it. And you go back there and you realize why they don't talk about it. Oh. It's something straight out of Deliverance. The people they're not cheerful. They're not watching TV and looking at their smartphones and going on about their pleasant day because
they're waiting for nightfall.
They're waiting for nightfall to turn into some other form of humanity or creature or something. But the main thing is that the feeling that you get is that the evil that is so pervasive back there has been generated annually, year after year after year, and so it's created this environment and this energy that you can only feel when you're there. And Bohemian Grove doesn't even have to be going on. You look at these people, you look at their faces, they won't look at you. They're looking at the ground, and you can see the stories of God knows what in their faces from just being in that area. More to come on Monday, but I'll let Leanne finish up and stop stealing the mic. But here we are in front of a lot of powerful energy in Monterey, California, where peace and tranquility and the good energy is, and that's why we're talking to you now, and we have smiling faces. But there are places on this planet that are filled with dark energy, and the people that run this planet, they all corroborate on those places, and they make that energy even darker.
Right. People look for these vortexes, and just like there are vortexes where there's good, powerful energy, there's also dark energy. And if you go there, I mean, it's just incredible because you should be in this beautiful place surrounded by majestic redwoods, and it is a dark place. It's almost like a dark carnival feeling, like a haunted dark carnival. That's what I felt like, kind of here sitting like we're telling you ghost stories. But we just wanted to give you a little wrap up of what we've been doing today and what we've got coming for you tomorrow. We spoke with Richard Allen, who is the director at the Berkeley Seismological Laboratory, and he and his team have been working with the technology that's going to allow California to have this advanced warning before an earthquake, even if it's a mere 3 seconds. He said that 3-second warning would be enough for a surgeon to lift the scalpel off someone's eyeball before they were doing surgery. I mean, we think 3 seconds, what's that going to do? But it's everything when that's all you get for an earthquake warning. But the thing that's stopping him is just $120 million worth of funding from the government. Think of how many things the government funds that are far more than $120 million and are of less value to an entire state filled with people. Going to be filled with even more people now that Jerry Brown's opening up the border.
Yeah, that's another thing. We'll be talking to the folks here in San Luis Obispo about the illegals and just the lunacy. It's getting to a point to where we should just trade countries, maybe. They will just move everybody up here, and we'll take our constitutional ideology, and we'll take it to give us the same amount of land in Mexico and parts of Central America, and we'll start a whole United States down there. I mean, come on.
He's basically saying, screw legal immigration. Anyone that can make it to Mexico and come up through the border, just come on in. Anybody. I mean, really.
Yeah, and it sure sounds nice and sweet, and we should take care of our own, which is humanity. But the reality is that, you know, we're actually from Texas, and here we are in California, and people know that are in these states where the illegals are coming in, that there's a lot of danger involved, there's a lot of illness involved, there's a lot. Our country is in a horrible economic situation. They have a drought in California that they're dealing with, and we'll also be looking at the drought in California and the water restrictions and the regulations and who gets water and who doesn't. But that's what it comes down to, who gets what in this country, and there's not a whole lot to go around. So why aren't we fixing Mexico and Central America? Why aren't we fixing their governments, putting that putting that focus and infrastructure into their governments? Well, because there's a collapse. And a planned collapse, and it's obvious to every American in this country, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you're a liberal Democrat and you think they're doing the right thing, you're probably in the back of your mind going, hey, this probably really isn't going to work. And then the rest of us that are awake are going, yeah, this has been the plan all along.
Yeah. Well, so we are very interested to see what people actually living here in California have to say about that decision, and if they're going to feel safe, if they think it's great, you know, what are their concerns. But we're also going to be right there on the beach in San Luis Obispo near El Diablo Canyon, where they have a nuclear reactor, the last last nuclear facility in California, which one of the inspectors there has been fighting to get them to shut it down because it says it's not safe, and if the big one goes off, which, you know, the scientists that we spoke with earlier today said, yeah, the big one is coming. It's inevitable. Mm-hmm. It's just not safe. Even the retrofitting that's been put in place and the reinforcements, it's not reinforced for the type of ground that the nuclear facility itself rests upon, because the energy
doesn't
travels.
Doesn't that sound familiar? Fukushima, ladies and gentlemen. Fukushima in California. Oh yeah, I know, nuclear reactor earthquakes. I don't know.
Right on the beach.
We should be. No, it's Fukushima. It's
Yeah.
Fukushima in America, and they're just waiting for it to happen. They're going to collapse everything in every direction, every which way they can, unless we do something.
Tell them where you're going to be shooting from tomorrow.
We'll also be shooting over the facility to give you the best aerial view of the entire thing before the whole thing blows, which God help us it doesn't, and we do something about it, because Fukushima is deadly serious. We're getting the results.
We're
getting the result. We're not even allowed to talk about it. The media's not even allowed to talk about it.
All the radiation is coming, and all the fish and the sea life are being affected, and the starfish are dying right off the coast, and the sea life and the animals and the weird green algae that's infecting all of the sea lions around here.
You don't want to interrupt Obama's golf game.
Right.
Dick Cheney's trying to go fishing right now. He doesn't want to hear this stuff.
He doesn't. He doesn't want to hear it.
And how dare people like us be aware of it, and people like you be aware of it? Yeah. Anyway, this has gone on way too long.
We're delirious.
We're in Carmel, California. We're just down the road from the one and only Clint Eastwood. I know he is I've heard that he's a frequent listener. So, hello, Dirty Harry. I hope you see this video. And this is a beautiful place, Carmel, California, and Northern California is a beautiful place. Let's not ruin our country. How about we do that?
Absolutely.
All right, for Infowars.com, I'm John Bound.
Leanne McAdoo.
Good night and see you tomorrow.
The FBI saying that there's a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation.
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, Infowars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more homeland security while sticking their hands down on pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch, the Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level.